Hello guys, Paul here once again with another Blu-ray review, and you might notice the name of this video is not the typical title I would name one of my Blu-ray reviews, because I want to point something out very important, something that I caught on to and that bothers me tremendously. But before we get into that, because I have a whole spiel on that, I am going to review pieces on Blu-ray. I am, okay? Now, I reviewed this I pre-ordered this in December. Okay, I don't remember when pre-orders opened for this. It was around December, maybe the end of November, I don't remember, but I almost pre-ordered this like immediately to make sure that I guess I would have one of the puzzles, the infamous puzzles. 3,000 copies, we're gonna have the first 3,000 copies, we're gonna have the puzzle. It's a little miniature version of the puzzle that's in the movie. So, yeah, I did that. So, here it is. I got this a day after the release date. Which was yesterday, I think, and from Amazon, of course. I didn't get the puzzle, but I'll talk about that in a little bit, because that's what I want the main point of this video to be. But I am going to talk about pieces for those who are just interested in this movie and not one of my rants on what's wrong, okay? So yeah, this is a great release for pieces. It has two versions of the movie. It has a Spanish version, which I actually do have on VHS. The original Spanish version. It was actually released on VHS in the United States. I actually have a copy of it somewhere. It's on the shelf back there. I should have pulled it for this video, but it's a really cool cover and everything. So you get that version, which is, I think, all in Spanish. It's 3 minutes longer. I think those 3 extra minutes are additional dialogue. I didn't really look into it too much, but I did watch the American unrated version of the movie. Looks gorgeous, pristine, clean print, absolutely gorgeous. Grindhouse did an amazing job with the transfer of the movie, and it just looks fabulous. I mean, the sound sounds great. Overall, awesome. You do notice, I like it when it's incredibly sharp, but you do notice some more goofs in the movie. I mean, you probably would have noticed them on the DVD, or even one of those inferior budget releases, like when the chain's not moving or when the knife bends in the girl's head. But you're definitely going to notice that on the Blu-ray, no less, okay? So, unfortunately, that's just the way it is, but I just love how this movie looks, finally. I grew up watching this on VHS and those budget diamond releases. On DVD, and those budget releases were probably just rips of the VHS. So seeing it so crisp and clean is awesome. It's totally great. So no problems there. No problems with the print. Just looks awesome. Let's talk about the features here. There's not a lot of features. There's not a lot of new features on here. What you're getting new, mostly the biggest new thing on here is a commentary track with Jack Taylor, an actor in the movie, guy with the mustache. And that commentary track it's with Callum Waddle, and there's a lot of information about Jack Taylor's his film career. It's not so much about pieces, because, you know, how much is there to really talk? He just he wasn't in every scene of the movie, but he goes in depth about different things in his career, how he ended up working with Jess Franco, and ended up in this movie, and so on and so forth. It's really great if you want to learn more about Jack Taylor, and there's a few tidbits about pieces in here for sure. I love how Jack Taylor just pretty much shuts down Callum Waddle and tells him, dude, you're just thinking too much into this movie. Now, Callum does have a PhD in film. I actually have a bachelor's in cinema studies and production, which is one of the biggest regrets of my life. It's a big waste of money. Getting a PhD in film seems kind of ridiculous to me. But in this case, it worked out for him, because he's doing all these great featurettes and writing these booklets. But eventually that's going to run out. I don't really know what more you could do with a PhD in film except teach. But anyway, he does do some great work on these Blu-rays. But some of these people just think too much into the movie. And Jack Taylor just, you know, tells him that straight to his face, I guess. Dude, you're just thinking too much into the movie. This is just a slasher movie. So it's not a work of art. So I really love that he was just so straightforward about it. Let's not pretend these are masterpieces. They're not. They were made for a small niche. They didn't put a lot of thought into them, most of them anyway. So let's just call a spade, you know? It's just not a masterpiece. Stop trying to pretend that there was a reason behind everything the director did. Sometimes it's just accidental. And that's actually what Count Waddle says in a sort of, I don't want to say snobby way, I don't know if that's the right word, but he actually says back to Jack Taylor, well, I guess this movie is just one big accident. But anyway, commentary was great. I wish there was more talk about pieces. You really get that, but nothing you could really do. The director has since died. But you do get interviews on here, one that includes the director, but these are the same interviews that were on the previous Grindhouse DVD. So you're really not getting anything additional. This was stuff that was ported over. You're getting an interview with Paul Smith, the big guy who's the red herring in the movie, always walking around with the chainsaw. That's an hour-long interview. It's a great interview, but he doesn't start talking about pieces until 20 minutes into the interview. So if you just want to know about pieces or his role in pieces or his experience with the movie, you just gotta watch. You just gotta watch it from the beginning and wait for it. Wait 20 minutes in. I wish there was a way to like jump forward to that conversation instead of waiting the whole time, because it's an hour-long interview, and he only spends about 10 minutes talking about pieces. The other interview is with the director. I didn't watch that. I watched it a while ago on the DVD, so it's just the same thing from that. I don't even remember how long that is. Now there's a interview with what's the guy's name? Well, he's one of the producers who did Friday the 13th and one of those Boston producers based in Boston. He also co-produced this. And they actually have a telephone interview with this guy. And this guy's really elusive. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, so it's kind of cool. But the interview is only a 2-minute excerpt of a much longer telephone interview. Why just 2 minutes? Why don't you just give us the whole thing? Now, if you go into the filmography portion of the bonus features on here, which is just text outlining the careers of each of the people involved with this movie, cast and crew, it gives you a lot more tidbits from that telephone interview. But the actual recording is only a 2-minute excerpt. Why? I want to know. Why is that? That's kind of lame. I want to hear the whole thing. I want to hear the whole conversation. Maybe there was some kind of agreement or something. I don't know. But that's not even mentioned on here. I'm glad it isn't, because it would be unfair to say that there's an interview with him when it's only a 2-minute excerpt from a telephone interview. Okay, so now the big feature on here says 42nd Street Memories, all new feature-length documentary containing interviews with blah blah blah. Okay, this says all new feature-length documentary. This isn't new. This came out months and months and months ago on the Anthropophagus. I believe it was the Anthropophagus Blu-ray from 88 Films. Why are you calling this new? That's kind of misleading. The kind of person that's going to buy this is probably a niche film collector like myself. They probably have Anthropophagus, or they got a hold of it somewhere, probably seen the documentary, which is really good. I enjoy it quite a bit. But why call it an old brand new documentary or feature-length documentary? It's not new, okay? Kind of misleading there. It's new in the United States, but it's not new to the fans, okay? It's not like us film collectors of this niche don't import movies from other countries. We're not stupid, okay? We get what we want. If we want to get a movie in the UK that has a bunch of features, not here in the US, we get it from Amazon, eBay, wherever, okay? You know, let's not pretend that this documentary has not been shown before. Saying all new is a big statement there. What else is on here? Not a whole lot of other things that come to mind. There's a lot of little Easter eggs scattered about. I found 2 of them, but in my defense, I really didn't look that hard for them, and they just seemed to be excerpts. The ones I saw were just excerpts with the director, with subtitles, about 2-3 minutes long. So I believe there was a bunch of other ones that were on the DVD. I think there might have been one with Eli Roth. I don't remember. Don't know if that's on here. Really don't care what Eli Roth has to say anyway, and even if it is on here, I've probably seen it on the DVD, so yeah, it wasn't really something I had to hunt down. So we get the basic extensive gallery of stills and poster art. You do get a CD soundtrack with this, which is pretty cool, of course. It comes on this cardboard sleeve. So I kind of prefer if it would have its that would fit in the case, the actual DVD case, and not be in this like loose cardboard sleeve. It's not a deal breaker, but just something I would prefer, you know. Also, the cardboard could get kind of beat up when you're sliding the case in and out all the time. It's just not cool. So what else is there to say about this? I think it has like I said, it has the commentary track. I think it has like another score to the movie that somebody put together. I didn't listen to that. Don't know how that is. I'm fine with the one that's already with the movie. Might be an interesting listen, I don't know. Then it has the Vine Theater Experience. Another thing I'm not really crazy about. If I had surround sound, I might be curious enough to put it on and see what it does to the viewing experience of the movie, but just not something incredibly noteworthy, at least to me. It might be to somebody else. So, yeah, so Grindhouse always put together good releases, but I'm kind of disappointed with this one. I mean, the cover looks great, and the artwork, and it uses the original artwork on the plastic case itself, which is great artwork. But the only new real feature on here, major feature you're getting, is the original uncensored director's cut in Spanish and the commentary track. That's it. There's no, I guess, the soundtrack maybe. Okay, so when Grindhouse releasing, did a press release or whatever about this coming out on Blu-ray, they said 3,000 copies were going to have the puzzle. It's a miniature puzzle of the puzzle that the killer uses in the movie. Alright, so I was like, oh great, I'm going to get that. It's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to pre-order it right away, right? I'm a loyal fan of Grindhouse, bought all their other releases. I bought merch from their website. So it was just common sense. I'm just going to pre-order this now to get the puzzle so I could have the complete experience, the complete package, everything that it should have. Because I do collect these. So yeah, what some people might do if they don't care about the puzzle, or, you know, they're just a collector, they might watch the movie a few times, not really care, they might wait until a few weeks or a month after the release date and get it for even cheaper. But those of us who pre-order in advance pay a little bit more because we're going to get the limited edition, you know, slip, whether it's a slip case or a postcard, or in this case a little puzzle. So I, like I said before, pre-ordered this in December, okay? Way before most people. I got it yesterday, and guess what? I didn't get the puzzle, okay? Now, it's just a stupid puzzle, I know. But that's not the point. The point is that I pre-ordered this way in advance, right when the pre-order was made available on Amazon. I should have gotten that puzzle. Now, I spoke to some people on some forums. Some people pre-ordered this in February on Amazon and got the puzzle. I thought, that's really strange. Why did they get it? Some people pre-ordered around the time that I did, also didn't get it, or a few did. So I'm like, why is everything jumbled up this way? Something doesn't make sense. Something's not right. We're not talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're not talking about Halloween or Friday the 13th. We're talking about pieces. I could understand the Hellraiser box set selling out right during the pre-order. I could understand that. I could understand Deep Red, the limited edition from Arrow, selling out before the release date. I can get that, but we're talking about pieces. Okay? And the puzzle is limited to 3,000. You're really telling me there were 3,000 orders for this movie in the month of December? I should have gotten one. Something doesn't make sense here. Okay? So, I'm reading a lot about this, infuriated, because as a loyal fan of Grindhouse releasing the movies that they've released, and like I said, I bought hundreds of dollars worth of merch, movie posters and stuff from their website. I feel a bit betrayed. I played by the rules, I ordered it immediately, I should have gotten the puzzle. So I'm looking on eBay, and now a bunch of jerk-offs who ended up getting the puzzle but couldn't give two craps about it because they're not a super fan or whatever, are trying to sell them for a bunch of money. I understand, that's capitalism, right? That's just the way it is. But I want to know why some people who pre-ordered it immediately didn't get the puzzle. Something didn't make sense right. How did all those go missing? Like, I feel like there should have been enough for everybody who pre-ordered between December and maybe even January or February. I feel like there should have been enough, but apparently a lot of us didn't get it. Something weird was going on. Some people were talking about Diabolic DVD. I went on there, and these people are hilarious. They said that if you pre-ordered before a certain date, you'd be guaranteed the puzzle. It's like, okay, whatever. But I went on their site anyway. And this is what these jerk-offs did, okay, at Diabolic. I've never bought from Diabolic. But let me read what the website says on the product listing for pieces. Maybe some of you people get a laugh. If you haven't already, you guys might have even heard of this already. There's 2 notes on their product listing. This item does not include the limited edition puzzle. The puzzle is 100% sold out. That's the first note at the top. The second note reads, please note that some copies of this film come in a poly bag. We inspected and changed out the slipcovers and/or cases of many copies. They are still brand new, just in fresher packaging instead of shrink wrap. Do you think I'm stupid, Diabolic? Do you really think we're that stupid? We know you opened them up to inspect which had the puzzle. Don't try to pretend that you're trying to, switch out slipcases to make them in better condition or whatever bullcrap that you're trying to sell us. Why are you gonna, bold-faced lie to people and say that, oh, they're open because we're just trying to, switch out the covers? No, you took the puzzles out. You either took the puzzles out to make sure, I don't know, maybe you could sell them on eBay at a higher price, the ones that have the puzzle, or to make sure that the people who pre-ordered before a certain time are guaranteed the puzzle. Which is, I guess, fine. But don't be a liar about it. Just say it how it is. It's just so, common sense. I wouldn't even think that someone would try to lie about that. Maybe they did it as a joke. I don't know. It just seems so silly and ridiculous. I would never pre-order from Diabolic just because of that. Okay? Not that I ever did. I don't think I ever did. I buy all of my stuff from, if it's an import, I buy it off Amazon.co.uk or some other Amazon site. And you know what? It's a lot cheaper. Sometimes I think that Diabolic just buys them off of Amazon and sells them on their site. Just buy them on Amazon. Whatever. So, big balls over there. Alright, so. Now, I really wanted the puzzle. Really disappointed. So I go on eBay. I have to swallow my pride. Maybe I'll just have to buy one off of eBay. There's a seller on there that's selling a ton of copies. 2 each hour or whatever. Already sold 13, 14, 15 copies. And it always says 1 left. Always says 1 left. Alright? So pretty much what they're doing is saying, oh, we just got 1 item left, so people are paranoid and thinking they might not get a copy and snatch up right away. I mean, that's marketing 101. Okay, I get it. I'm one of those people who bought one. I knew they didn't just have 1 left, but I needed to get it. It was the cheapest one on there. So I purchased it. I purchased it from somebody. This is their username. Perfect-buys. Alright? They're on there right now. Every time one sells, they list another, and it'll just say 1 left. But you know what? Swallow my pride. I'm a movie collector. I'm OCD. It's gonna bother me if I don't have it. And they love that about people. That's what they love about these limited edition things. Is that they're people like us who have to have it. So I was like, I'm just gonna get it. All right. I could have waited. I'm sure after all the hype, it's gonna go a lot lower. I could have waited, but I just wanted to get this over with, so I bought it. I bought it from Perfect Buys. Send them my PayPal payment. I get an email from PayPal. It just says, your payment was sent to, and get this, my payment for that Blu-ray was sent to CAV, C-A-V, Distributing Corp. Okay? I could not believe it. What balls these people have. You know who CAV Distributing Corp is? They're the company that distributes the Blu-rays and the DVDs for companies like Synapse and Severin, Grindhouse Releasing, obviously, Massacre Video, and all these people. Okay? They have the balls to hoard a bunch of the copies with puzzles. Okay? This is what they're doing. They hoarded a bunch of copies with the puzzle and are selling them at inflated prices. Those are rightfully ours. Okay? We pre-ordered it. We deserve that stupid little puzzle. It's the principle, really. But they, as a distributor, is hoarding them and selling them at crazy inflated prices, even though those copies with the puzzle belong in the hands of those who played by the rules and pre-ordered it in advance. Okay? Now, you might say, oh, that's not Grindhouse Releasing's fault. Well, it is, okay? Because they have a say in this. They shouldn't let their distributor pull tactics like that. So there it is, folks. So if you didn't get a puzzle with yours, even though you pre-ordered it way in advance, you could blame Grindhouse and CAV Releasing, or Distributing Corp for that, because of their shady practices. I call you out on that, CAV Distributing. Where's my copy? Where's all these other people's copy that deserve a copy? Why are you hoarding them and selling them for triple the cost? That's not fair. That was not the deal. The deal is we pre-order in advance, way in advance, we get a puzzle. Okay? So I want Grindhouse to respond to this. I want Cav Distributing to respond to this. I want to know why this is happening, because it's not fair. Okay? Sure, it's just a stupid little puzzle, but it's the principle, because you have a dedicated fan base that has always remained loyal, and if you pre-order within the first month that pre-orders are available, month or even 2 months, you deserve that. You could, what, you want to blame Amazon? You want to blame Amazon for mixing up the order of the packages? Nah, even so, there should have been 3,000's a lot. There should have been enough for everybody who pre-ordered. This is pieces. Come on now, all right? I'm sure it did well. It is a fairly well-known slasher movie, but come on. I pre-ordered lots of more popular movies, limited editions, in advance, and I've gotten the limited edition. Alright, so there's no excuse for this. Something weird was going on, I knew it, and that's what's happening. The distributor is hoarding a bunch of copies of this and selling them at inflated prices, copies that belong to us, the people who pre-ordered it in advance. So, there it is, guys. That's what I discovered, and I'm infuriated about it. Sure. I'll go on my life, I'll get my copy from Cav, and I'll walk away with my tail between my legs, and, you know, hopefully I won't have to do something stupid like that again. But, I mean, it is what it is. With all that aside, this movie looks great. It looks great on Blu-ray, I'm not gonna lie. And I still support Grindhouse, but I think they have a lot of, they have to, I guess, give us an apology for something like that. Or not an apology. Give us an explanation as to why that is. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense. It's to make money. But like I said, those copies that Cav Distributing Corp have hoarded away in their vaults belong to us. They belong to us. But instead, they're making me pay some crazy money. It's just the way it is. I still suggest, of course, for slasher fans and genre fans to pick up this Blu-ray. It's phenomenal for the picture quality. It's the most gorgeous it's ever going to look. Not a lot of new features on here. Like I said, you do get the commentary, which is informative, but not too informative about pieces, but informative nonetheless. And so, yeah, pick it up. Hey, you might even get the stupid puzzle because something's all screwed up. You never know. A lot of people, I was reading in the forums, were buying copies from all these different websites trying to find the puzzle. Great marketing tactic from Grindhouse Releasing, isn't it? You're making all your most loyal fans bounce around all over the place to try to find a copy with this puzzle. I've been in a good mood today. So, for other reasons too. So maybe I was just a little bit, maybe too dramatic for this video. But nonetheless, fans should always come first. Not these people who just want to get their hands on these stupid little puzzles and flip them for crazy money. Because that's not what it's about. It's about rewarding the loyal fans. Alright? So, this has been Paul with VHScollector.com. And hey, if I'm wrong about anything, I want people to correct me, and I apologize if I said anything wrong. I'm just saying what I found and what I noticed. Something screwy going on. So, I'd like to know what it is. Now, the puzzle thing, this opened up a whole can of worms because now every Joe Schmo is going to do this. Every Joe Schmo is going to be wrapped up in this hype to pre-order things immediately, but as you can see with pieces, it doesn't really matter. When you pre-order it, you know, even though it says the first 3,000 copies, well, I was one of the first people to order it, why I didn't get one. This isn't like the golden ticket where you have to buy 1,000 Wonka bars hoping that you would get one. It's not like it's scattered all over. First 3,000. You're saying that my pre-order in December was not one of the first 3,000 pre-orders? Sure, blame Amazon. I don't buy it. Okay, I'm going on a tangent again. So, let's end it here. This has been Paul with VHScollector.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. Hey guys, Paul here once again to do another video, and it's going to be a follow-up video to my previous one on how Grindhouse Releasing or CAV Distributing Corp screwed fans on the Pieces Blu-ray. And you might have noticed that since then it's been taken down, but it's going to be put back up. I'm just going to crop out the menu. I'll get into that in a second, but when I did shoot that video, like I said in that video, I was having a bad day. You know, there are more serious things going on in my life right now than a little puzzle in a Blu-ray release. Getting screwed over by a few people, things that I'm working on correcting in my own life. But of course, the puzzle is just a little trivial thing. So when I came home expecting to relax and watch this movie that I've been waiting for so long, just to realize I didn't get the puzzle when I pre-ordered it in December, as you can imagine, I was quite upset. That was the icing on the cake for my day. So I wasn't even going to make a video on this because of that. I was going to review pieces. I might have mentioned it, but I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. It wasn't until I realized that the distributor, CAV Distributing Corp, was hoarding back copies to sell them at an inflated price did I just go over the edge. That's incredibly unfair to people who pre-ordered in advance, because it's assumed that with the first 3,000 copies, you're doing a promotion. That's what the limited edition thing, it's a promotion. So you're saying first 3,000 copies, you better pre-order it soon to get your copy. But actually what happened is that they didn't send all those out to the pre-orders. They held some back, and a bunch went to Diabolic. Now, I looked at all the promotional material online again after I made that video, and they still say first 3,000 copies will have a puzzle. It says nothing about Diabolic. It doesn't say a big chunk of them are going to go to Diabolic. Diabolic is going to guarantee that if you order before a certain date, you will get the puzzle. I didn't see any of that. And if I had already pre-ordered it on Amazon, I would have no reason to go to Diabolic to see if that was the case, or go to Grindhouse to see if that was the case. I already pre-ordered it. It's out of my mind already. So if you're going to go that route, you probably should put on the flyers limited edition puzzle for the first 3,000 copies. Guarantee your copy on Diabolic DVD now or whatever. That's what you should have done, but that didn't happen. So of course I didn't know about that, and I don't know where that was posted, that Diabolic would guarantee certain copies for a certain day. Maybe it was on Facebook or their website or whatever, but if you don't shop there, you wouldn't know. So whatever Grindhouse Releasing was going to say, the first 2,000 copies are going to have the puzzle, they should also say, well, also, you could definitely pre-order it from Diabolic, because that's the only source that are going to guarantee it, because we're giving them a ton of copies with the puzzle. Alright? You gotta make sure that the playing field is even. I understand if you want to support small business with Diabolic or whatever. Personally, I don't give a crap about small business. I work really hard for my money, and I'm going to go where I can get the item the cheapest. Because it's not my responsibility to make sure a few guys in a warehouse have their dream job of selling DVDs online. That's not my responsibility. I have my own job, and I have my own expenses and my own bills. No hard feelings to them for having their own shop. That's pretty cool. Except when they lie on their listings saying, oh, they opened them up to switch the slipcases, but whatever. They could do their thing, but I'm sorry, guys. If I can get it cheaper elsewhere, I will. Because my hard work has some value to it, certainly. And these are just Blu-rays, you know. So, anyway, so if Grindhouse wants to support them, hey, you know, you could do that. You have a right to do that. But you gotta let everybody know. And the promotional material that I saw, it didn't say anything about Diabolic. But it also did not say that the distributor was going to hoard a bunch of copies either. Did not say that. It did not say, oh, well, you'll be guaranteed a copy at an inflated price from the distributor because we're holding back a bunch. Did not say that, okay? That's not cool. You can't do that. I heard that Twilight Time and a few other companies, it's just hearsay. I don't really I haven't bought any Twilight Time Blu-rays, but I've heard from people that other companies that deal with limited editions do this. They hold back a bunch of copies and they have an eBay account or an Amazon account to sell them at inflated prices. So they'll say on a website that it's sold out, but technically it's not. You're the distributor. You don't have them sold out. You still have them in stock. You just want to charge more money. So yeah, that's just people are rushing out to buy them under like a false pretense, thinking that they're going to get one, and then when they're sold out, then they were all distributed. No one's going to get one. But that's not the case. They're going to hold some back. So, for future reference, guys, don't trust anything any distributor says anymore. Because clearly in this case, they were not all sold out. They were not all distributed. A bunch were held back so they could sell them at inflated prices. So, like I said, just not cool. So yeah, I stand by everything I've said in that video. I might have been a little dramatic or over the top. only because I was venting and had a bad day anyway. But I stand by everything I've said in that video, and I should not have called the video, I admit when I'm wrong, I should not have called the video how Grindhouse releasing screwed fans in the Blu-ray. I do think they're responsible for the reasons I explained. It's their responsibility to make sure that their distributor and their copies are given out fairly. I don't think they were. But the real culprit is CAV Distributing Corp. For holding back a bunch of copies just so they could sell them at inflated prices. So that's who the real enemy is. That's why I changed the name of the video to how CAV Distributing Corp screwed fans. But yeah, I think that's what contributed to a lot of the downvotes on that video. Just the name of the video, because Grindhouse Releasing has a lot of fans. Hey, I'm one of them. But people have to realize something. Some companies or some music groups or whoever, they have such a cult following that the people who are fans, these diehard fans, they think that they cannot do wrong. And I think one of the most ridiculous cases of this is with Code Red, with Bill Olsen. This guy is a raging lunatic. He's illiterate. Hey, he might be totally putting up a crazy guy front. I don't know. But that guy is a lunatic. All the things I've read about him and how he would, if someone poorly criticized the Blu-ray release, he would hold it back, saying, "Oh, I'm not going to sell these now." People will stand by him, or people will beg, "Please, Bill, please, I won't complain about the Blu-ray, please sell them." It's just the most absurd thing. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to beg a distributor. I'm not going to do anything like that. If a distributor is wrong, then they're wrong. I think in this case, Grindhouse Releasing was wrong. I think some people, even if you're a fan, you should realize that they should have made it more clear who was going to get these copies. And they should also make sure that the distributor doesn't hoard a bunch so they could sell them at inflated prices. That's not cool. So they certainly do have a responsibility, and they are capable, like most humans, of making a poor choice or making a poor judgment. I think that's important to know. But other than that, it's really CAV who's the big culprit, as I said before. Now, there's been a few developments in this, okay? First, CAV Distributing Corp gave me a partial refund of $35 on that eBay order. I did not ask for it. I did not message them asking them for this or anything. I don't want to be an exception. I think anyone who could prove that they pre-ordered in December should get that partial refund if they ordered from them. I think they're owed that. So, even though they gave me a partial refund, I think everyone deserves one. Everyone who pre-ordered in advance and didn't get one. Like I said, I didn't ask for this. Somehow, I guess, my name's all over the internet anyway. They found my order and they gave me a partial refund. But I think anybody, like I said, deserves one who could prove that they pre-ordered it. Also, that listing was taken down. Now, the fact that they took down that listing acknowledges that they knew they were wrong, otherwise they would leave it up there. Maybe Grindhouse Releasing said something to them because I pointed out the eBay listing. But let me let you guys know something. They're still on Amazon doing this, under the same username, perfect-buys, exclamation point as well, on the Amazon page. They're still selling them at inflated prices on Amazon. So guys, you're still out there, you're still doing this. So if you took the eBay listing down, it should be out of acknowledgement that you did something wrong, but apparently not, because you're still doing it on Amazon. So if you bought one off of Amazon, just message them and ask them for a partial refund, because you are owed it if you could prove you pre-ordered it. Of course, they don't want to open that can of worms, because then they gotta look at, I don't know, receipts and stuff to see when the pre-orders were ordered or whatever. They don't want to open that can of worms. But they're still on there. But the irony of this is that listing on Amazon is an FBA listing, meaning fulfilled by Amazon, meaning that those copies with the puzzle are stored in Amazon warehouses. So to say that Amazon doesn't have any puzzles is technically not true. They have them. It's just that the distributor's making sure they get top dollar for them. That's the problem. So instead of me getting one of those copies, who pre-ordered it in advance, they made sure that those copies weren't given to the regular Amazon stock. That's a problem. They were supposed to be given out fairly to the first 3,000 orders. But no, they wanted to make sure that they get top dollar from them. So yeah, perfect dash buys, exclamation point. Heck, even if they take down the Amazon listing, they're going to make another name and sell them. So it's just going to keep happening. So, I mean, how am I wrong on that? Isn't that wrong? Don't you think that's unfair business practices to do something like that? To say that an item is sold out, but technically it's not. It's not sold out. You're hoarding them so you can get top dollar for them. You're going to wait a little bit and hope for some controversy like this to stir up, and you're going to make a ton of money. And with the original video, it was flagged as having nudity in it because the menu in the background had nudity in it. I knew it did, but I thought we were all mature enough to not go crazy over a pair of boobs. But really, it's not about that. They wanted to silence me or give me a hard time. So I'm going to crop the video and re-upload it. Because, you know, you can't silence me, right? It's so stupid. This is America. How cliche is it to say, oh, this is America? I have freedom of speech. It sounds cliche to say that, but, you know, we do have freedom of speech problems in this country, as it is. But the video's going back up. That's not going to be a problem. But because of this, because people want to flag it and give me problems, I'm taking away comment privileging on the video, or voting on the video. I'm done with this problem. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to read the comments on it anyway, even if they were opened. I'm moving on from this. I don't even care about the pieces of Blu-ray at this point. So, after I made the first video, I had such a huge weight off my shoulder. I just vented on the internet about something trivial like a puzzle and a Blu-ray. But really, like I said, I was just in a really bad mood, so you probably got like one of the best performances out of me. But also, if you guys are going to flag, fans of Grindhouse are going to flag my video down so it gets taken off, you're doing a disservice to Grindhouse, because that video is great promotion for them, this controversy. Sending that video all over the place so someone, me, is ranting like a lunatic about how they didn't get the puzzle. That's great publicity for Grindhouse. So having it taken down is not helping them at all. It would just publicize the pieces Blu-ray even more, and it might just make it seem like, oh, that puzzle is like the grail, we have to get one, so maybe more people would flock to buy it on eBay. But also, what I love about people on eBay, not eBay, YouTube, is that they threaten to unsubscribe from me. Like, that's going to hurt my feelings. I find it so funny, like if you're going to unsubscribe, first of all, just say it, okay? Second of all, I make probably 10, 15 videos a year, maybe if that. I don't make videos as regularly as I used to do, maybe like 5 years ago with all the VHS reviews. I really don't have the time to do that. I have a busy life. So I don't care what the subscribers are. If I wanted subscribers, I would just keep uploading videos on a regular basis. And before this past month, where I uploaded a lot of videos, I hadn't uploaded anything in 6 months. So obviously I don't care about subscribers. I don't make videos to get your guys' approval. I don't do that. By the way, after I made that video and it caused a little hoopla, I got more subscribers. So whatever. So threaten to unsubscribe all you want, guys. It's really not gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna go cry to my mommy that someone unsubscribed from me. I just think it's funny. People just really want to say hurtful things on the internet, and I guess that's supposed to be hurtful. But that's okay. I've heard worse things on the Rob Zombie video that I did from my other channel. And it's quite entertaining. My friends and I usually get a good laugh out of some of the things people say. So you're just entertaining me nonetheless. But yeah, like I said, comments for this video are going to be disabled. Just to piss people off, because you want to flag my videos, I'm taking privileges off of this. So that's just the way it's going to go. Like I said in the previous video, still love Grindhouse. And I look forward to I Drink Your Blood on Blu-ray, whenever that's going to be released, probably in another year. It usually takes them a while to get these together. Yeah. So what else is there to say about this? Other than I'm done with it. So this has been Paul with VHScollector.com, and I will see you guys next time.